Think your front yard is too small to make a difference? Think again. That compact space between your door and the street holds more power than you realize. It's the first impression of your home, the handshake, the opening note. And transforming it doesn't require a sprawling estate or a bottomless budget. Welcome to Deco and Nature. Here we believe every outdoor space, no matter how modest, deserves to be beautiful, intentional, and full of life. Today we're tackling one of our most asked questions. How do you create maximum impact in a minimum space without breaking the bank? If you've ever looked at your tiny front yard and felt stuck, unsure where to start, worried about cost, or convinced nothing will help, this guide is your turning point. A small space isn't a design obstacle. It's a focused opportunity to craft something truly special with clarity and clever choices. In this complete walkthrough, you'll get a strategic approach to assessing your unique space, the ultimate plant list for small-scale, high-impact greenery, hardscaping secrets using gravel, mulch, and edging for polish. For proven layout blueprints you can adapt immediately, real budget hacks that deliver a designer look for less, before and after inspiration to fuel your own project. If you follow along to the end, you'll have a clear, actionable plan and the confidence to start your own transformation. But first, if you find this helpful, do us a huge favor. Subscribe to Deco and Nature and hit the bell. It fuels this channel and lets us keep creating detailed guides like this one. Like this video, it truly helps. Comment below and tell us about your yard. Is it tiny, narrow, a postage stamp? Let's build a community of creative problem solvers. Now let's unlock the potential of your tiny front yard and turn it into a curated, welcoming, and utterly stylish extension of your home. 1. Why your tiny front yard is a secret weapon. Many homeowners pour their energy into backyards, dismissing the front as too small to matter. This is a missed opportunity. In reality, a tiny front yard is your home's most concentrated visual statement. Every element is front and center, meaning every improvement is immediately noticeable. Let's reframe the narrative. Here's why that small space is your greatest landscaping asset. 1. High visibility, instant gratification. In a large yard, a new plant can get lost. In a tiny one, a single sculptural shrub, a clean line of edging, or a cluster of solar lights transforms the entire facade overnight. The ROI on effort and investment is incredibly fast. 2. The budget-friendly canvas. Small scale means smaller quantities. You can afford better quality materials, premium gravel, a stunning feature pot, or a more mature focal point plant, because you need so much less of them. This is where you can mimic high-end looks for a fraction of the typical cost. 3. Low maintenance by design. A thoughtfully designed small space inherently requires less work. Less weeding, less mowing, or no mowing at all. Less pruning. Your weekend time is reclaimed. 4. Architectural framing. Even the most stunning modern or classic home can feel bare without a green frame. A tiny, well-composed front yard acts like a mat around a painting, directing the eye and completing the aesthetic. It makes your home look cared for and intentional. 5. A creativity incubator. Constraints breed innovation. With limited square footage, you're pushed to think vertically, choose multifunctional elements, and curate rather than collect. This process often results in more personal and interesting designs. The takeaway: don't wish for more space. Leverage the unique advantages of the space you have. Let's begin that process with the most critical first step: seeing what you're really working with. 2. Step 1. The honest assessment. Jumping straight to the garden center is a recipe for waste and frustration. Great design starts with observation. Grab a notepad or your phone and spend some time answering these foundational questions. Shape and flow. Is your yard a rectangle, a narrow strip, a corner wedge, or a small square? The shape dictates the flow of movement and where the eye travels. A narrow strip calls for a guiding path, while a square can handle a more centered, focal point design. Sunlight diary. This is non-negotiable. Track how many hours of direct sun your yard gets. Is it full sun, 6+ hours? Part sun/part shade, or mostly shaded? This single factor will make or break your plant choices. No amount of love will make a sun-loving lavender thrive in deep shade. Style alignment. Look at your home's architecture. Your landscaping should converse with it, not argue. Modern/contemporary. Clean lines, geometric shapes, monochromatic or neutral palettes, whites, grays, blacks, structured plants. Traditional/cottage, softer, curved beds, layered flowering plants, classic materials like brick and warm-toned stone. Mediterranean, drought-tolerant plants, olive trees, lavender, terracotta pots, gravel or decomposed granite. Function and feeling. What do you need this space to do? Disguise a foundation or utility area. Create a clearer, more welcoming path to the door. Provide a sliver of privacy from the street. Simply look tidy and vibrant from the curb. Budget reality check. Set a realistic number, even if it's modest. Knowing your budget upfront helps prioritize. Do you invest in one beautiful tree, or spread it across gravel and several smaller plants? Plan gives you power. Once you have these answers, you're not just looking at a patch of grass or dirt, you're looking at a project with parameters. Now let's bring it to life. 3. Step 2. The Small Space Plant Playbook. Plants are the living heart of your design. But in a tiny yard, every plant must earn its place. The goal is impact without overcrowding. Here are the champion categories for compact spaces. 1. The Structure Squad, compact shrubs. These provide year-round form and are the backbone of your design. Boxwood, the classic. Easily shaped, always tidy. Perfect for low hedges or symmetrical flanking. Dwarf Japanese holly. Similar form to boxwood but often more shade-tolerant. Compact hydrangeas. Look for newer dwarf varieties like Bobo or Little Lime that offer big blooms on a small frame. Dwarf lavender or rosemary. Adds structure, fragrance, and texture. Excellent for hot, sunny spots. 2. The Illusionists, vertical and columnar plants. These draw the eye upward, making the space feel larger and adding sophistication. Sky pencil holly. A stunning narrow exclamation point. Ideal for flanking an entryway. Italian cypress. The ultimate vertical accent for a Mediterranean or formal look. Clumping bamboo. Fargesia provides a rapid, elegant screen without invasive running roots. Always specify clumping. Columnar blue juniper. Adds striking silvery blue texture in a tight footprint. 3. The Color Artists. Carefully chosen perennials. They provide seasonal punches of color without permanent bulk. Salvia, May Night or Caradonna spikes of purple/blue. Loved by pollinators, very drought tolerant. Geranium, rose and a sprawling. Flowering ground cover that blooms all summer. Coreopsis or echinacea. Coneflower brings cheerful, long-lasting daisy-like flowers. Cuchera, coral bells grown for its stunning, colorful foliage in shades from lime to deep plum. Great for shade. 4. The Lawn Alternatives, ground covers. Forget struggling with a postage stamp lawn. These options are lower maintenance and often more beautiful. Dwarf mondo grass. Forms a tidy dark green grass-like carpet. Incredibly tough. Creeping time. Releases fragrance when walked on. Covered in tiny flowers in summer. Sedum angelina or blue spruce. Succulent foliage that's drought-proof and adds fantastic texture. Liriope. A tough, grassy plant with purple flower spikes in late summer. 5. The Flexible Friends, container plants. For the tiniest yards, renters, or homes with poor soil, containers are the garden. Go big. Use 1 to 3 large statement pots instead of a cluster of small ones for a curated, less cluttered look. Pot as architecture. The pot itself is decor. Matte black ceramic for modern, glazed for color, textured concrete for industrial. Thriller, filler, spiller. In each pot, use this classic formula. 1 tall plant, thriller, mid-height plants, filler, and 1 that trails over the edge, spiller. 4. Step 3. Hardscaping on a budget, gravel, mulch, and magic. Hardscaping is the secret to a polished, finished look. It defines spaces, reduces maintenance, and adds texture. For small yards, these materials are cost-effective game changers. 1. Gravel, the instant modernizer. Gravel is affordable, drains well, suppresses weeds, and looks incredibly intentional. Pea gravel. Rounded, comfortable underfoot, suits cottage or casual styles. Crushed granite/decomposed granite. Packs down firmly for a more stable surface, with a natural earthy look. White or limestone chips. Brightens shady areas and creates a stark, contemporary contrast. Black basalt or lava rock, for serious drama and a bold, modern statement. Pro tip: always install a quality landscape fabric underneath to prevent weeds and stop gravel from sinking into the soil. 2. Mulch, the garden's blanket. Mulch retains moisture, cools roots, and gives beds a unified appearance. Shredded hardwood bark, the classic, breaks down to enrich soil. Dark brown or black dyed mulch provides a super clean, high-contrast background that makes plants pop. Looks more modern than natural red or orange tones. 3. Edging, the definition of designed. This is what separates a planting from a designed landscape. It creates crisp, clean lines. Steel or aluminum edging, sleek, thin, and nearly invisible once installed, creates razor-sharp lines perfect for modern designs. Concrete paver edging, more substantial, can be used flush with the ground or slightly raised. Durable and clean, natural stone or brick, for a more traditional organic feel, lends itself to curved lines. 4. The power of a single stone. Instead of a dozen small rocks, invest in one large, beautiful specimen boulder. Place it strategically as a focal point amidst plants or gravel. It anchors the design and feels inherently natural. 5. Stepping stones, the guided journey. Even a short path has purpose. It invites people in and organizes the space. Large format concrete pavers, for a sleek, modern walkway. Flagstone, for an organic, irregular pattern that feels timeless. Simple steppers in gravel create a delightful textural contrast and a clear path. 5. Step 4. 4 fail-safe layout blueprints. Let's assemble the pieces. Here are 4 design templates you can adapt to your yard shape and style. Layout A, the minimalist modern frame. Ideal for contemporary homes, ultra-low maintenance lovers. Key elements: a sea of white or light gray gravel. 2 matching vertical elements, sky pencil hollies, flanking the door. 1 sculptural shrub, a trimmed boxwood sphere. In a corner, clean metal-etched beds. A simple rectangular stepping stone path. Subtle recessed solar pathway lights. The vibe: calm, ordered, and architectural. Layout B, the layered green oasis. Ideal for those who crave lushness and texture. Key elements: curved beds defined with dark mulch. Plant in layers, low ground cover liriope. In front, mid-height perennials heuchera, salvia. In the middle, and a backdrop of compact shrubs, dwarf hydrangea, boxwood. A natural flagstone stepper path, maybe a small ornamental grass for movement. The vibe: welcoming, textured, and organic. Layout C, the portable container garden. Ideal for renters, concrete slabs, or anyone who wants total flexibility. Key elements: a neat gravel base. 3 large statement pots of varying heights. Use pot feet to elevate them further. Each pot is a mini garden, e.g., a small Japanese maple in one, grasses and trailing sedum in another. A couple of solar spotlights to uplight the pots at night. The vibe: dynamic, curated, and changeable with the seasons. Layout D, the dryscape zen retreat. Ideal for dry climates or anyone seeking ultimate low-water serenity. Key elements: sandtone crushed granite or smooth pea gravel. A few carefully placed, large, weathered boulders. Drought-tolerant structural plants, a dwarf pine, agave, or yucca. A meandering path of larger, flat stones. Possibly a simple stone bench or lantern. The vibe: serene, sculptural, and timeless. 6. Step 5. The Budget Hacker's Toolkit. A designer look is about strategy, not just spending. Here's how to stretch every dollar. 1. The less but better rule. 1 beautiful 15-gallon specimen tree makes more impact than 5 scrappy 1-gallon shrubs. Invest in 1 or 2 key wow elements. 2. Buy small, let them grow. A plant in a 4-inch pot can cost 1/4 of the same plant in a 5-gallon pot. With a season or 2 of growth, you'll have the same size for a fraction of the price. Patience pays. 3. Grass is the money pit. Eliminating or minimizing lawn saves on water, fertilizer, mowing equipment, and weekly time. Replace it with gravel, mulch, or ground cover. 4. Source materials creatively. Check online marketplaces for free fill dirt, often with free rocks. people giving away leftover pavers or bricks, or local stone quarries for bulk gravel at lower prices than bagged. 5. The strategic foe. In deep, dark corners where nothing real will thrive, a high-quality faux boxwood or fern in a pot can provide the green you need without looking sad and wilted. 6. Lighting is everything and solar is free. A pack of solar-powered path lights or spotlights costs under $50 and transforms your yard into a nighttime feature, extending its enjoyment and curb appeal. 7. DIY edging. Instead of professional installation, use a sharp spade to cut a clean edge between your lawn and beds. It's free and instantly neatens everything up. 7. Inspiration in action. Real transformations. Let's move from theory to reality. Here are glimpses of what's possible. Makeover 1. The blank slate to modern marvel. Before, a 10-foot by 8-foot rectangle of patchy grass and dirt next to a plain walkway. After all grass removed, crisp steel edging installed. The area filled with dark basalt rock. 2 tall, columnar Taylor junipers planted by the house foundation. A single large, smooth river rock placed as a focal point. A line of warm white solar edging lights along the path. Budget, $350 vibe. Confident and minimalist. Makeover 2. From overgrown to, oh wow! Before, a tangled mess of overgrown, leggy shrubs hiding the front windows. After, all old shrubs removed. New curved bed edged with black mulch. A layered planting. Dwarf boxwood hedging along the front, with clusters of purple salvia and white garura behind for softness and color. The front porch now fully visible and framed. Budget, $500, mostly in new plants. Vibe, fresh, inviting and balanced. Makeover 3. The rental-friendly refresh. Before, a small barren concrete porch and a strip of weedy dirt. After, the dirt strip covered with geometric pavers and pea gravel. 3 large, matching concrete planters hold a dwarf citrus tree, ornamental oregano, and trailing blue chalk sticks. A vertical wall planter with herbs adds greenery without floor space. Budget, $200 vibe. Urban, clever, and personal. Makeover 4. The water-wise wonder. Before, a dry, sunny sloping patch that was impossible to mow. After, a terraced dry creek bed made with local river rock and boulders. Planted with deer-resistant, drought-tolerant beauties. Lavender sedum autumn joy, a dwarf red yucca, and blue fescue grass. The creek guides rainfall. Budget, $450. Rock was the main cost. Vibe. Natural, resilient, and beautiful. Each story proves the same point. Scale does not limit impact. Your tiny front yard has been waiting for this moment. It's not a limitation to apologize for. It's a focused canvas, a creative prompt, and the most direct way to elevate your home's presence. Today you've moved from, I don't know where to start, to having a complete toolkit. You know how to assess your space with the designer's eye. You have a curated list of plants that work hard in small footprints. You understand how to use gravel, mulch, and edging to create structure. You have 4 layout blueprints to adapt and make your own. You've learned budget hacks that prioritize impact over expense. And you've seen real proof that transformation is absolutely within reach. The only step left is yours. If this guide has inspired you, here's how you can inspire us back. Subscribe to Deco and Nature. We're here to help you create a home you love, inside and out. Smash that like button, it tells YouTube this content is valuable. Comment below with "My transformation starts now," or share your biggest takeaway. Your support is what allows us to dive deep into topics like this and provide real value for free. Thank you so much for watching and investing this time in your home. I am genuinely excited to see what you create. Tag us in your photos, ask questions in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, keep creating. I'll see you in the next video.